Morning. We've just parked up at Dobgill car park on Thirlmere. You can actually get to the car park now. It's been closed for a long time due to the road being closed, but the closure is now just after Dobgill, so you can still park there now. We're heading up towards Harrop, where we're then going to head for Lining Crag and Ullscarf. From Ullscarf we're going to drop down the ridge of the Wythburn fells to the beacon and then back down. Just me!
The Essex girl in the wild!
And the rock star! At the back of the car park you'll find the footpath up Dobgill. Just follow that one. It's mostly pitched, runs up the side of the river and the waterfalls all the way to Harrop. So this is Harrop, and from Harrop we're going to stay on the forest track and head right, just up there. The big crag up there above Harrop is Lining Crag. Our route to Lining Crag you can't see just yet, but if you follow to the left of Lining Crag you can see the way we're going to come down later. Wythburn fells, this ridge here. A few hundred yards up the forest road we're going to take a path to our left at this post, and it runs us up Moss Hawes Gill in the direction of Wat Endleth, and a couple hundred yards further up it branches off to the right away from the gill and starts heading uphill. As you can see, there's a couple of low boggy bits. Trace is gracefully negotiating a tree branch. I've just came through there and I know what it's like.
This is really jelly boggy light. I'm going to have to be quick. This is like bad. That's not so bad.
Oh, you managed. You made a better job than me. Follow them stones there.
That's it.
Top tip from Dave Austell, stand on the stones.
Yeah, you know what happens when you stand on a stone in a bog?
Isn't that right, Dave Austell? Just get yourself absolutely soaked at the beginning of a walk and then you don't need worry about the rest of it. Just if you're wondering who I'm talking about, check Dave's channel out on YouTube. Dave Austell Mountain Man, absolute cracking channel, very entertaining. So that's us out the forest now and heading up onto the fell side. Exit the forest at this deer fence here, and as you can see I think there's going to be a little bit of snow on the hills. We're heading up there. Thank you. Some beautiful light there up on Lining Crag now, and just to the right of Lining Crag you can see our first hill. On the end there, Standing Crag, and the Dodds and Helvellyn behind us. Once you get to the top, you'll hit this fence which would take you through to Bleetarn. We're going to head along the fence and then up Standing Crag via the path on the left hand side. And there's Standing Crag, my favourite crag in the Lake District. Head through the gate here and then head for that gully on the left hand side. But watch the bog by the gate, it really is deep. I once watched a runner go in there up to his knees. There's Bleetarn just starting to show behind us. We'll get a better view of Bleetarn from Standing Crag. Once up the gully, start veering right. We're almost at the top of Standing Crag now. Just up there, look. Standing Crag summit, 611 metres. It's a Burkitt. There you go. Look at that view of Bleetarn behind us. And there's the Rockstar. So turn around from Standing Crag and head up along the fence to Ullscarf. This fence will take you all the way to the summit of Ullscarf. It's looking like we're going to get a bit of clag up here. These hills are pretty featureless, so it's handy to have navigational aids like this fence. Once you get to the top of the fence at the corner here, you want to turn slight left and start heading in a southerly direction, and that should take us to the summit of Ullscarf, just over there where Tracy is and where you can see the light through the murk. The path's clear enough.
Billy?
So this is Steve. We've just met him up here near the summit of Ullscarf.
All the way from Somerset.
All the way from Somerset, and a subscriber of both of our channels, so that's brilliant.
I bet he's loving that.
Superb. And look at that. He's loving that, aren't you, lad? Ullscarf summit, 726 metres. It's a Wainwright, a Burkitt, a Hewitt, a Nuttall and a Hump. And there's the summit cairn. We're going to head past the summit and head down about 50, 60 metres, and then you'll find a path to your left heading in the direction of Helvellyn, if you can see it. We can't today. You want to take that path and then eventually it'll drop you down the ridge. So just ahead of us down here, we're looking for 3 little tarns, and our route will take us straight through the middle of them. We're still more or less off-piste. It's all hard, wet, tussocky ground. There's no footpath on the map in these conditions. My advice would be do this route on a good day. Once we get past them tarns, we're going to head down for a crag called Castle Crag, and then we'll head down the ridge. We shouldn't be too far away from them little tarns now. So once past the flat ground of them 3 little tarns, you'll start dropping down the hill a bit. In front of us you can see the ridge we're looking for, the Wythburn fells, and the beacon's somewhere down there. Keep dropping down until you hit this ridge line. Castle Crag it's called on the map. As you can see in front of us now, Helvellyn's starting to clear, and Dollywagon Pike and Fairfield. So this route is almost all off-piste. There's bits of paths, there's nothing on the map, so just beware. In poor weather you really could go wrong. All that ground down there is very wet, and then once you get over here to Castle Crag, very steep, so just beware of that. So this is Castle Crag. It's literally as far as you can get in the direction of Steelfell, which is over there. There's a massive crag in between the two now, but this is the ridge line that we're going to follow down all the way to the beacon. I've just dropped down to the edge a bit to show you the crags and the valley itself. There's absolutely no way you could get down there. That's the way we're going along the ridge. Keep walking straight in the direction of Dollywagon Pike. And to the right of us we've got the steep valley of Wythburn, and across the valley we've got Steelfell over there. Behind Steelfell you can just see Helm Crag. Drop down off Castle Crag, past these little trees. Well, they're all dead by the look of them. Far too wet up here to be planting trees, I think, and we need to be over there on that ridge. The beacon's over there, so we're going to cross over here and get onto that ridge at the other side. Keep a bit of height to avoid this ravine, and keep heading across till we hit the ridge, and then we'll drop down that ridge to Wythburn Fell and then the beacon. So we're on the ridge line now, and we've got Wythburn Fell and the beacon just below us. Thirlmere below that, so we want to stay on the ridge now. Wythburn Fell summit, 508 metres. It's a Burkitt. And here's the summit. A proper little lofty summit this. We're going to head down to the beacon, which is just below us. There's lots of outcrops and crags coming down off Wythburn Fell. Just got to kind of be careful. It's quite steep. Traces ahead of me there. Just below us is the beacon. The beacon is the cairn that you can see from the A591 when you're driving down the side of Thirlmere. It's not actually a summit. I don't actually know what it's there for. It's not even a cairn as such. When you get up to it, it's more of a dry stone wall kind of structure. It's about 4 feet high and about 6 feet long and probably about 2 or 3 feet wide. It's a strange one really. It's almost like a bit of a windbreak. Here it is. Like I say, it's not a summit. Just a bit of a feature. And there behind me is the Wythburn Fells. We've just came down. There's only actually one summit, Wythburn Fell itself. You can see all the crags and outcrops we've had to negotiate through. Not the kind of place you want to be here in poor weather like we were earlier. Some beautiful light over the way there towards Steel Fell and a beautiful rainbow at the end of Thirlmere. And the other side of us, down towards Harrop Tarn, and Thirlmere in front of us. So we'll head down off the beacon and then back down into Thirlmere, through the gate, and then down the other side of the wall. Thank you.
I'm guessing.
At the bottom of the wall, the path drops off left. There's a couple of little steps here, and it goes through the junipers. It's a lovely little path. It just winds its way all the way down to the road. It's pitched in little sections like here. Are they a bit slippy? So that's just back down to the road now, through the gate, and then just a short trip up the road to Dobgill car park. So we're almost back at the car now. I'm going to wrap my video up and say thank you for watching. It's goodbye from me.
Bye from me.
And goodbye from Billy. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Starting from Dobgill car park, we head up through the woods to Harrop Tarn, and then back through the woods to the open fell, and on to Standing Crag, up the fence to Ullscarf. We took a left from Ullscarf, dropping us down to the three little tarns, and then on to Castle Crag, down to Wythburn Fell and the beacon. From the beacon, down the wall, to the road and back to the car.